I came into this career path because I believe that the world is in real motion for change. Early on in my life, I felt the drive to contribute to the development efforts shaping an increasingly global society. Through my life experiences, I have learned that eradicating poverty is an ongoing mission, regardless of a country's GDP. My drive to close the gap led me to focus my studies on political institutions, international cooperation, and development. During university, this ambition and passion really came alive, as I participated in simulations of international negotiations through Model UNs and other forums across Europe, sharpening my alliance building and problem-solving skills. The challenges of bringing stakeholders together to make tough choices has never been as clear to me as while working with the United Nations on the historic political transition in Somalia in 2012. I witnessed the transition of a country establishing democratic institutions after decades of conflict. I was part of groundbreaking meetings with government, initiating dialogue and cooperation on strengthening institutions to uphold the rule of law. I learned to appreciate the trade-offs needed in an environment of limited resources, and that what was really being negotiated beyond institutions was the kind of society that Somalia would become. The Swiss Federal Department of Foreign Affairs, who sponsored me in this role, later brought me on board with their development agency and their diplomatic team. During this time, I managed a portfolio of operations in Somalia. I was able to draw synergies between my engagements at a strategic and operational level, including in negotiations on future financing and partnerships. I came to see the importance of a coordinated international approach that leveraged the strengths of different actors. In the absence of economic empowerment, government institutions struggled to build ownership of the people whose interests they sought to represent. The vacuum left by the war in Somalia required an investments-driven approach, and the same appeared true in other development contexts I had worked in before, where investment held the power to build more equitable societies from the ground up. This perspective motivated me to join the World Bank, where I was keen to work on initiatives that impacted both people and the business environment. I was drawn by the potential for larger scale, nearer term, and more tangible impacts. In contrast to Somalia, our counterpart institutions in the transport sector in South Asia were much more established. However, this did not always translate into sustainable development results. Through my experience working on operational management of transport projects and conducting research on institutional development aspects, I came to realize that the development of institutions is a continuous process. It must be in sync with wider economic development and the opportunities this brings. As is reflected in the discussions around the Sustainable Development Goals, institutions will remain a centerpiece of the development puzzle. It is an exciting time to work in the Asia and Pacific region, where the balance of world economic power is steadily shifting. The Asian Development Bank's pledge to continue to be a key facilitator of this growth make it the institution of choice for a meaningful long-term career in development. I see the ADB as a place to partner with institutions with continuously growing capacities and ambitions, and where development professionals are challenged to innovate and to facilitate rather than drive development processes. I really hope to be a part of this journey moving forward. Thank you.